What is going on, everybody? Jeff back here with another Heff Ahead beer review. This is my 75th beer review, and I've got the one, the only Founders KBS Kentucky Breakfast Stout. I was lucky enough to be able to find 2 bottles of it this year, $5 a pop. So I'm excited to see if it's worth it, if it's worth all the hype. This beer gets a 100% rating, or 100 on Beer Advocate. That's one of the few beers that has that. It's 70 IBUs and 11.2% alcohol by volume. And if you can see on the label, see it says the amazing Mickey's highly acclaimed KBS. It's supposed to be like a snake oil label from like the 1800s, early 1900s kind of a thing. And so it says a stout ale aged in oak bourbon barrels, does not give relief from rheumatism, neuralgia, lame back, lumbago, contracted muscles, toothaches, brain swellings, and all manner of distress. Is good for everything a stout ought to be good for. So this is extremely hyped beer, sells out super fast every single year, so I'm ready to see if it's worth it. Let's give this one a go. This one's got a normal Founders cap, like that, and I'm using my Founders Brewing Company glass. Alright, this beer pours just like motor oil, so dark and thick. Had about a half a finger of a head, maybe a quarter of a finger of like a dark brown, one of the darkest heads I've seen, and it's quickly dissipated. There's almost nothing left except for a little bit of lacing towards the around the sides right there. No light is getting through at all. Crazy amount of alcohol legs. Probably will have a little bit of lacing, but it looks beautiful. I'm ready to give this one a smell. That's super complex smelling. Super intense roastedness, chocolate, coffee. The bourbon's there towards the end, vanilla. Yeah, I'm getting massive amount of bourbon in this one. I mean, as you would expect from the bourbon barrels, but it's just a crazy amount of bourbon. It just smells super sweet and like an amazing American Imperial Stout. I'm ready to give this one a taste. Cheers. That's crazy smooth. Crazy smooth. Initially, I'm mainly getting the bourbon characteristic, but throughout the taste, it's evolving and it's a lot more complex than that. Towards the end, what's lingering on my tongue the most is a coffee flavor, just like in their breakfast stout. Some dark chocolate, some milk chocolate, more dark chocolate than milk chocolate. You're really not tasting any alcohol at all in this one. I'm getting a slight burn like in my throat, but in the mouthfeel there's none at all. Slight vanilla coming from the bourbon oak barrels. But it's just crazy smooth. It's got a nice medium to full body, good amount of carbonation, not overly carbonated, and I'm not really getting any bitterness from the hops, and I guess that just helps to balance it out because at 70 IBUs, it's not like the most hop forward Imperial Stout, but it definitely isn't light on the bitterness at all. Yeah, this is just a crazy smooth beer. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm going to sip on it for a couple more minutes, but not too many because of the alcohol, so I want to be able to report back to you before I leave my right state of mind. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Alright guys, I'm back with Founders KBS. Final thoughts on this one. This is an incredibly smooth beer. It's an incredibly complex beer. This and Backwoods Bastard are 2 of my favorite beers that I've ever had. They are the base beers for those are incredibly complex by themselves, and just the bourbon barrel aging adds a completely another depth to it. I'm going to give this one an easy A. I'm going to give this one a 97. That might be the highest rating that I've ever given. I'm not sure, but it's just crazy smooth. There's vanilla, there's bourbon, there's coffee, there's chocolate, there's dark fruits, and they all blend together so well. It's not discernible as to like you're getting one way more than the other. I mean, there is intense bourbon flavor, but it's not. Some beers you're only getting bourbon, or you can't even tell that the bourbon's there. This has an exact right amount, and I think that they hit the proportions of everything really well, and this is an extremely good beer. That being said, worth $5 a bottle? I mean, that's up to you. I was willing to pay $5 a bottle, but some people might not be. Some people would probably be willing to pay $10 or $15 for the same bottle. But definitely is worth picking up, trading for. If you haven't had it, you need to try it. Try it for yourself. Then, come to a conclusion about whether it's worth the hype or not. But for me, definitely getting an easy A for me. So this has been Kentucky Breakfast Stout from Founders Brewing out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter. I'm on Google Plus too. And cheers.